Right. Today we back and we having a very important interview, a matter of fact. And you know, sometimes I just feel intimidated when it have a strong, powerful female on set. It is kinda, you know, I mean, let me flow right into the discussion. Remember the whole thing, this Nokosi Philip.
Good night, how are you going?
I'm doing very well. Today we're talking about the issue concerning the abuse of men and women in the workplace, but specifically we targeting how, I mean, there are certain men, a matter of fact, they're unable to stand up against other men. I don't know for what reason. And we would have laid a foundation concerning the fact that some of these men are so aggressive to women, but they don't know how to stand up to our next man. And we would have tracked back to the point that, alright, some of them may, you know, didn't have I mean, they wasn't taught how to be in touch with the both sides. And seeing that, you know, you're a woman that in the field and you command a lot of attention sometimes from your fellow men and all. I would like to know your take on the matter.
So, the question in regards to this topic is in regards to women being abused in the workplace by men. Good. So, just coming out of the United Nations, this was a strong discussion. Women not getting the authority on the workplace, they've been used or abused for a position. So my regards to that is the policies of any workplace supposed to be equal across the border. And it's not a matter of women don't know how to speak or how to respond, you know. It's a matter of them not getting the opportunity to be heard. That's one. Two, they're not getting the opportunity to also, when they speak out, they're going to be victimized or fired. And then again, we have a society where they don't believe the woman. As soon as a woman talks about, oh, because she ain't get the thing or because she couldn't get the thing on, that is what we have a society as, only blaming the woman. So I guess a strong woman would define herself not only by talking out or speaking out, but she would understand that it is her right to be equal and to be treated equally by a man. You have different methods of doing certain things. You have recording, or you could, you know, talk to one of your fellow workers and say, well, listen, this is what's going on, and I want you to videotape or to hear what's going on, so at least I can have evidence. So there are different forms, not just only speaking out, and if you can't speak out, there are other forms of, you know, keeping account, like recording the conversation and having a little video recorder on your body or something. So I think it all depends on the individual. The woman must know what she wants, how to get it done, and how to defend herself at all times. Because at the end of the day, if they were outside the workplace and somebody take their boyfriend, they would have been able to go on the street and fight, or to find the woman who won in and, you know, to go and defend it and fight for their man. So apparently, it's the same thing in any workplace, but you just have to do it professionally and do it by the law. So therefore, now you wouldn't be discriminated against people who keep on or use you as a woman tactic and, oh, you just didn't get what you want. So I guess that is part of what you could do.
So how it is, let me ask a question. Have you was ever in a position in which you was ever in a position that in a field, a matter of fact, that was male dominated, and the passive, I mean, you would have been getting passive aggression from them in type of way that it push you in a corner, and if that would have been the case, how you would have dealt with that if that would have ever happened to you, or you know somebody that ever went through that?
For me, I'm not going to lie, I've always been a strong individual from since then to now. And for me, I work both sides. I understand female, I understand the male mentality. And being an individual of leadership and trying to seek leadership, you must be able to understand all race, religion, gender, sex, creed, color, everything you must understand. And for me, in my position and my life, I am able to understand what a female thinks like, what a male thinks like, the both parties. And for me, I've never seen it in the workplace. I've seen it happening to other people, but for me as an individual, being discriminated a lot by so many people and by everything that people, you do something, they discriminate against you. So what I do is take the negativity and make it into a positive thing. If I've seen it on the workplace, I think one time in my life working at the pharmacy, it used to happen where I've seen some of the males that they had in the pharmacy, they were overworking them and these girls were sitting and they're doing nothing, and I had to speak up on it, and you know, they get a little friction. But at the end of the day, I mostly see that some men are the ones that are being targeted on the workplace in regards to that environment. But it's another environment I can't see. And for me, as I said, as an individual, I have always been a strong advocate for gender equality. I've always been a strong advocate for defending myself against people discriminated against me, abusing me verbally, saying things out of the way. I've always been. So I guess I still have to do with the individual on how they want to perceive themselves in the workplace, in society, in the business class. You have to know and define what you want to do and how you want to be treated. As I said, the workforce policy, there needs to be a strong international, not only international, but a strong workforce policy on gender equality across the board for the private sector and the business sector. And unless we have a proper minister that understands gender equality, and not just one who speaks when they're supposed to be in front of a camera and talk nonsense, we will then see proper equality going. But then again, a paper can only be the law, but it's to carry out the law. It's people's individuality, because you can carry a cow by the river, but you can't force it to drink water. So as I said, for me, I've seen it happening on the workplace, but sometimes in this society, the culture of this society, you cannot tell people anything, but when you tell them something, they're coming after you. So for me, I would have defended, I would have been a part of that same discrimination on the workplace, and I would have standed up for myself. I wrote the letters according to the procedures, and I was being treated badly and discriminated and victimized until I was out of the service of the pharmacy. And you know, I still stood up for myself. And today now, where I am, and the people who would have treated me bad then, they are still in the pharmacy, and they have not even gone more past than a pharmacy assistant or a clerk. They're still in the same position, because at the end of the day, I tell you, there's a societal issue whereby people don't know their rights. They don't know because their rights, because they're not studying the things that are there, the laws that are there. But if it's to mind somebody's business, they know everything about the other person, and it's all about you knowing what your rights are on the workplace, and what is needed is a strong workforce policy for Trinidad and Tobago, for the business class, for the private business sector, and the public sector. And I think if we have that, that is good. That is going to start the stream of having equality on the workplace. And how do we find equality? And how women should be treated more with respect, and men should be treated equally the same way.
Now, you would have said two things there that would have sparked my interest, but let me deal with the latter part. Now, the mere factor that people not speaking out, what it is, alright, the people that have the authority to do something about it, and they are not saying or doing anything about it. In terms of that discussion, what do you think about the individuals then, or what statement that what is your opinion about something like that?
Using social media. If the authorities are not doing what they're supposed to do, use social media. Because I think social media is where a lot of the answers are, and the now persons in authority are answering back. Because it's only when they get shine up, and it's only when they get embarrassed, that is when they tend to do something. Look at it. When a woman is being abused or beaten in public or whatever, is then they hear the police service come and talk about gender unit, and they're going to put this in place. Then they're going to see the gender unit minister coming and talking about nonsense. So it's only when things happen and you shine them up, you embarrass them, you embarrass the administration, you embarrass the people in authority for not doing what they're supposed to do. Because look, just last week, when I was up in the States, I saw a man talking in Tobago about the police not protecting him against, he has a restraining order against the woman, and she coming on the property, and they have friends in the police and stuff. And when I answered back the video and I asked and called the police service to do it, and only when he went on the video and persons were talking out, is then a senior officer came and took the matter up, and then came out and responded and said, well, they're dealing with it and they're now aware of the situation. So I think social media has a very strong role to play, especially in the age of technology going forward. And outside, I'm going to say this now. Internationally now, in the discussion of the United Nations, they are now looking at a way for the government that they are funding for having all these gender unit and gender policies and stuff, and they're not doing it. And I'm telling you now, a lot of the money that has been pumping into this country by the United Nations for all these things, and yet people going on their line and say they're doing this program, and that is why they wouldn't want me there, because I'm seeing what is happening. So one of the discussion is now they're looking at ways. They don't want to pull the resources from the countries, but they are going to find ways of putting people and inserting persons from the United Nations or anyway to go into the countries and make sure that the programs that they come in to say at the United Nations are being done. So I believe that is one of the ways social media and the marketing age going forward, that is how you should put this out. That individual who is not being heard, go on social media. You are going to get the support from the people, and these people are going to help you with. I think that is the mental part of it. You have to use that part of it where people can support you once your story is truth, and make sure that you're not be giving a disrespectful content. Always use social media to hear you for an individual working on the workplace. That is what I would suggest to them.
Now, you would have said someday, what you are saying is that the United Nations does put finances into certain things, and there are people that is not doing what they say they're getting the finances to do.
Exactly. I'm saying to Obama, and if they could come and tell me any shipments and say that I have a video recording of the different meetings I went to, and this was part of this. So it is on my Facebook page where they was talking. I think this director was saying that what the countries that are getting the funding they're not doing. I did spoke up. I said it about. I asked the question. I said, so what happens? How do you hold a government accountable for misinforming the public? I never said our government, but I just showed the public in that direction. I said, how do you hold a government accountable for not putting the programs that they have been funded to do in the country? How do you hold on? That was the discussion. The discussion started there, and the woman explained certain things to me. So now I am back with extra knowledge, and I'm going to be fighting hard against this government and any other person who is going to the United Nations and not coming back and do what they're supposed to do.
Ms. Nkosi, so how it is you're going to be able to hold the government accountable, because this conversation would have shift from 1 to 10 real quick, as according to the young people. How it is we could hold the government accountable for saying for these things and them?
There are mechanisms in place. One, you can write to the United Nations. You can write to the United Nations. You could forward information. There is certain avenues you could forward to these things. I'm going to be advocating strongly, but then again, I am not the one to, not because I'm also a politician, I am going to be bringing on the government. I'm going to find ways of working with the ministry, the different relevant authorities, and if it's that I'm not seeing that doing what they're supposed to do, then I will use that force, because I don't believe in bringing down a government or bringing down a country because of your gain or your personal gain. I am going to reach out my hand, and if it's that they don't want to work with me or they don't want to do the things that I've seen that they're supposed to do, then I will take the other means by informing the United Nations, informing the person that they're getting funded from these things, and let it happen there. I use social media and put on social media. I put a lot of things on social media, and it's getting way too supposed to get, because even out there, I have been charged with a lot of questions that I'm not even supposed to be answering. And the question is, there's a delegation that was out there. What meetings they went to? How come you just never hear nothing about this delegation, but I out there, and you hear a lot of things about every meeting I went to? It's all over my social media page. It's all over the news. You never hear anything from this delegation that went there. Right? So I'm not going to charge them. I'm leaving them. They could do what they do. But at the end of the day, I'm charged with a responsibility for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Whether they support me or not, I am charged with my organization as the ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago Youthful Rise, and also as a political leader to my party, Unity of the People. I am going to do what I'm supposed to do for the people and the interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because the people out there are watching at me. I've seen how they treated me when I'm out there, and I'm going to continue to give the same treatment to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whether they like me or not. Simple.
Simple. And that is the way of a strong leader. regardless to what somebody might think about you, regardless to what somebody might say about you, the truth is the truth. No matter whether they could try to change it in whatever way. Because I would have thought that, the government would have been working in the best interest of the people. I would have never thought that, these monies was given to this convention and people would have been saying that they're going to do certain things and it not materializing. And we see abuse taking place left, right, and center.
Yeah, but look at it. Remember, I think sometime during the COVID, I don't know. I could be stand corrected. Where the embassy said that they gave them $80 million, or that they gave the government money, and the government said they never did have no money, and then the U.S. embassy had to issue a statement saying yes, money was there. Why is it that we're not hearing a follow up on this story? And I want to say the media in this country is biased. We don't have journalists, We have commerce journalism, whereby it's only when a comments out. Is that when they hear them, and after that the comments die down, you don't hear nothing. We need to have follow-up reports of all these things, and I'm sure you heard of it during the COVID when the U.S. embassy said that they would have issued certain money to the government, and the government said they didn't receive it after a statement was done by one of the members of parliament about the funding. So, as I said, everything is happening in public. People in Trinidad and Tobago need to have their ear open on the ground and to do what they're supposed to do. Stop mind people's business and mind yours. And some people say, oh, me, I care about the government. It's not about you. It's about your future generation and the generation to come. Because if you don't protect them now by defending yourself and defending your rights as a citizen and as an adult, what would you leave for your younger generation to benefit from? There'll be nothing. So, I have a lot of work to do. And as I said, I just came back in the country this morning. I have to meet with my executive for the NGO. I have to meet with my executive for the political party and give them a report of what I did out there and what I've learned. And then I now have to execute with those things that I've learned and partnered with, because I partnered with the Taiwan government. They gave me the Taiwan police commissioner. I had an interaction with him. They have ways of cyberbullying, how they deal with cyberbullying against women, what protection they have in regard. And it's also said in Taiwan, the officers who neglect to protect and to serve and to issue that protection against the person who is being bullied, which is a female or male, they are going to lose their work. I think there's an imprisonment fine for them. There's an imprisonment fine and also a fine of them getting terminated from the work. So Taiwan is not playing with the officers, and I like that. That is what you call action. And this is what is needed here in the TTPS in Trinidad and Tobago. And also the social welfare officers as well. They, in other states, they are being held accountable for not protecting the safety of women or men or anything. You cannot have a gender unit and say yes to gender. When a man comes to report abuse, you're laughing at the man. No, that is not what it is about. You have to be professional. And in all of these projects that I've learned out there and partner with some of these countries and things, I want to bring this project back to Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm going to do it because every time I go out there, if you look at my organization, look at the work I've done in this country, it's always about gender equality, men, women, or young people, everything. So, I have a lot of work to do. Funded or not funded, it is going to happen. Now, I am very persistent and getting things done, and it will happen.
Now, what you would have said there concerning the organization in which they would have hold them accountable. Now, in juxtaposition, there was an incident that would have been taken place there with Tyree Nicholas, and there is some that what would have sparked the attention of the workers' rights team is when they would have passed this law, the right to intervene. Now, if there is a case that would arise, let me say with abuse, since that is the main issue that we're talking here now, and the person that went to report and they didn't take the report, I believe, they should be charged because they have a right to say something. And I could go a step further. If I is your neighbor, I is a police, and I know that, alright, there is a case next door to me where it is a man abusing a woman or vice versa, a woman abusing a man, and I live in so close, and police still had to come, it might sound obstinate, but I believe that person should be get some kind of disciplinary action. I can't be living in so much of a close proximity, and I knowing, come on, something wrong if you're in law enforcement.
There are two sides to that story too, because remember, even as an officer living next door to a domestic abuse one, as an officer, you could do you could go and do your report or call on the fellow officers to come and deal with it. Because even you going to do it with this on yourself, remember you could get chopped up easily, you could get things. So that officer still has to be professionally protected and know how to protect him or herself. What also needs to be done is that, as I said, even though the laws are there, it's the enforcement of the laws, and it's all about the individuality of the person to carry out and to execute the duties as how they're supposed to do it. So you can't really blame the officers alone. It's the person leading the charge to continue to follow up with the officers, follow up with how it's been done. And remember, if we have a society, for example, I just saw a video, there's a video in Tobago where a man was beating a woman with a cutlass, and the man, this idiot, on the phone and talking about, oh God, he got trapped. Yeah, man, look how much licks he getting. And you as a person, the time you taking the video call and on the phone being stupid, talking about, oh, yes, man, look, he hitting she. You could have took that phone and called the police or have somebody else, but everybody was just there. It's only one of these, I don't know if it's the sister or somebody intervened, and the sister was fighting against the man. But where were all the men? All the men were just there laughing, and nobody was there to take away the cutlass. So, as I said, it's a societal thing. And our country, despite our religion, whatever it is, our societal interest as human beings is not there. The things that we're supposed to protect and the person we're supposed to protect, we're not doing it. And it's only when somebody dies, or some woman is killed, you see a whole set of them group. And I'm very disappointed in the PNM group and the UNC Women's Group, because them has only come out when it's something against their leaders to defend. But I've never seen them, I have never heard of any programs that these PNM group and Women's UNC group doing that will benefit women. All I'm seeing is they're doing charity work, which is some party where they're doing to host or something. But community, go through the community and do plenty work for your women and young girls. We're not seeing that. And that's why I say I don't listen to them at all, period. We have too much of fake people in this country. And I don't say to Barbados, all of them is some fake. And they're receiving money from government. And look at it, this just tonight I heard Pastor Cummings talking about he's a spiritual Baptist, and they talk about the government gives $10 million to the Baptist. And so I was like, but it's every time this Baptist show, the Baptist come around, I hear millions of dollars given out to them. But why isn't money pumping into the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago the right way? There are good NGOs like myself who have been doing work since I was small, and we're not getting no funding at all from the government, nothing, not a single cent. And we're doing programs, last year I gave out 20,000 hampers. Yeah, by myself, just by begging supermarkets. The year before was 10,000 hampers. I give out 1,000 laptops, and I'm doing it by myself with the little executive, no funding. So why is it that organizations like ours, you know why? Because we are not politically motivated and persuaded by them. So as I said,
so Mr. Naposi Philip, so what you're saying is that you never would have gotten any subvention from none of the parties to say, well, you know, they're helping out in certain things?
Not a single cent. I write, let me tell you something, every year I keep on writing, you know, they tell me to bring in the document, and then let me tell you something, it's a waste of time. The one I can tell you now, the Secretary of Health would have contacted me now, because since before the former Secretary of Health, Tracy, I would have written a subvention for the organization to get some help with our office or something, because, for example, it has children issues that will happen, but sometimes officers may not deal with it. So some parents will come out, officers will come and say, okay, good, we have a matter. They don't typically help us with it. When they come with a child, I have to be standing up in my house or in the middle of the yard to deal with that issue in front of them. When I can't get the community center and lock up, I can't get to work in the community center. So the Secretary of Health would have reached out to me and so she liked the programs that I'm doing. So they want to give me a subvention. So I can say no. We are in the process of getting that part of it, but it's not. That's why I came back today to deal with that matter, because she would have called me while I was in the States to come and try to work with me and to see the program that I'm doing to work with the division. So I can say that for now. But over the past years to now, even the Ministry of National Youth Service is a waste of time. I imagine I keep on calling them and asking them for subvention assistance. They're going on TV and somebody giving out NGOs money. Who are these NGOs? I even asked the question, this is something that people are listening to. When I asked the Ministry of Social Development, Donna Cox and them as well, they're talking about they're giving NGOs money. I applied for NGO assistance in Trinidad. And you know what they tell me? They cannot give us no funding in Tobago. Tobago has to deal with Tobago itself. I said, what stupidness is this? I said, this is the Ministry of Social Development for Trinidad and Tobago. And if you're saying they're giving out grants across the border to Trinidad and Tobago, why is it now you're telling them on TV that? But the way they do, they send me back to Tobago. They told me they're not giving out grants to Tobago groups. They go to Trinidad. And this is the thing that happened. I said, listen, right now we're in a hot mess, you know. This country has so turned up. Even not even sweeter than this country. That is to tell you.
Now, you would have said something very interesting. Now, it's not Trinidad, you know, and it's not Tobago, you know, it's Trinidad and Tobago.
And Tobago, exactly.
So, I can't see that at all. If somebody's saying that, I mean, what is that?
Let me tell you something. That's why you see they will not like me, and they will continue to try to come after me because I will play. There's so much of things I can tell you. But the interest of this conversation is supposed to be abuse against women, but the discrimination is part of that abuse. Because if they don't like you, if they can't sleep with you, and if they can't get what they want, you ain't getting nothing in this country. I'm telling you, playing to bad manners. And let me tell you this and to end this off too. When I come on the Trinidad, I always work with condoms and female package and ring for some women. I saw a woman in Trinidad, and I was like, oh wait. She looked familiar. She came and talked to me. She said, hi, I'm going up to Tobago, you know. I said, good, she was on the corner. And I said, you put Tobago, so what are you doing on here? So why are you here? She said, girl, listen, if I tell you what's going on, she working in an area, in a certain place, division, whatever it is. And the boss was coming onto her. And because she denied the boss, they fired she had. She had 3 children to take care of. So what she does do now, she got a little side work in Tobago still. But she goes out to Trinidad every weekend to hustle on the corner to make extra money to survive. And listen, this is not no fake thing, you know. I watch the woman and every time I just cry. Because I think you sure, but she told me as an individual, they're not doing nothing. And this is not the first time that person is there. And I say, you know what? I try my best with her. So every time I come down, I just see them, I walk with them, I walk back with them to let them be safe. I just go and pass on the street and give them something and say, listen this. I give them a little $100 something and say, oh look, come off the road, you know, try to be safe at the bus. They have to do what they have to do. Because as you said, there is no protection for women in the workplace. And as soon as a woman talk about a man trying to come out to them, or she don't want to get in position and that is the first thing society says. And this is actually, I haven't seen her for a long while. And since I go back and forth, I haven't seen her. So I'm really glad if she's not there. I haven't seen her, which is good. But this is what is happening. It's not only her. She brought other girls to me and showed me what is happening. Wow. These girls have subjects. I asked the girl, I said, show you a subject? He said, look, the girl pull up her phone. The girl has 13 subjects and cannot get her work yet. Every time she go to somebody, they want to sleep with her. And this is not a joke thing. This place is in a mess. And some of these men who sometimes they are like singing songs and cut them off clean. Cut out the private clean because this is nonsense. This is total nonsense. And then again, some women again too, you can't be one-sided too. Because there are some women, because they feel they have a body, they can buy their way into a position. So it gives men this way now, okay? I'm not against you because, you know, she pushes herself for me. I know she's looking good, however. And you know, the woman who's like, you go and touch on the boss and stuff. So it sets a bad precedent for people who literally want to work. So, yeah, you know, this right now, we need order. We need a balance. Prayers alone can't help this country. We need proper leadership. We need proper laws and persons who will carry out the laws and execute it. We need a society that accepts change, but change that will make a difference with everybody and will benefit the whole of society. And unless that is happening and that cannot be happening, let me tell you something, you could be a leader, I know. But once you don't have humanity in you, and your strength is to be human to help people and put people in first in yourself, you will not be able to get nothing done in this country. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put people above myself and my interests, and to make sure at the end of the day, God will make a way for me, and He is making a way for me. Even though it took me 20 years to be Prime Minister or more, I am going to continue to fight for that position because at the end of the day, we do need good leadership in this country. That position, or the Chief Secretary position, which whatever comes, I know I'm going to make a difference. And that is what they're fighting for, because I don't play. They will come with these gender tactics and all kind of nonsense about my personal life, however, but that don't bring me down. Then they come with something else. I'm tired of the stale news and everything. Let me talk about work and getting the work done. That's what I'm not capable of from. I don't need to get money to try an event and make it happen. If I want to keep a proposal, I make it happen. So at the end of the day, the discussion that we're supposed to have is a societal one. And religion is always something too, as well, that you have to look at in regards to workplace policies. If you don't have the religion and the different respectful religious beliefs, that is something. But then again, religious beliefs are molded into people believing what's supposed to happen. So all of these things is a conversation. It is a conversation. We could talk for the whole night and the whole year, but it has to do with an individual. It has to do with a workforce policy that benefits both genders in the workplace. Not even both genders. There are different types of genders. And I don't want to bring up that conversation because even at the United Nations, the conversation started where people are not really opening out to the different types of genders. It's not just men and women. There's the LGBTQ community. They spoke about that as well. And that is where things are not happening properly in the workplace. There's no disrespect to anybody. But at the end of the day, the conversation came up where we cannot just define gender as male and woman alone, man and woman alone. It has to be across the border. Because there are certain things that are happening in society. Society is changing. And that was a part of the conversation. And me, I just try to keep away from that conversation because I don't know they don't like my head already. And I'm not going to even give them even hand a weapon to come after me because if they come after me, I will bite them back real hard. I just think about the conversation come up where we now have to include these things in gender equality because society is changing and we have to have respect on the workplace for that. So,
for real, because that is something that we're not accustomed to, but people, you see, change is something that, I mean, we can't escape. And in the future, you know, we might have to embrace certain things.
Yes, and let me see this. We people talking about change and the Bible, and you're using the Bible to quote all kind of this topics. But the Bible quote all the topic where thou shalt not lie with a marriage a woman if she has a period. Thou shalt not wear certain things. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. But why are we not using the Bible? We're using the Bible for this topic, and I fed up at them with this nonsense. Because who is the ones who does make all their clothes? Them is the same people that make all their clothes. Who is the one that is making food in the KFC and them places? Those are the kind of people that make all the food. And the things that they're supposed to complain, I always say to people, as an ambassador for the youth of Trinidad and Tobago Youthful Rise, I've always said to persons, you could be gay and straight by whatever you are. But anytime you impose yourself on a child or impose yourself on another individual without them not respecting who they are, what their beliefs are, that is when we'll have a problem. But you could be who you are, but anytime you impose yourself on anybody like that, that is where we have a problem.
I understand.
So, I agree with just like that.
I understand, Ms. Nkosi. I know you have a wealth of information to talk about, and I don't want to keep too much time. I know you ain't mind neither too at the same time, but we have a constraint. I know what you want to say in closing. And
in closing, I would just like to thank Trinidad and Tobago. Persons who support me, they don't support me, that's not a problem. I thank you for your negativity, your positivity, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we all have to look out for one another. Despite who we are, not by race, religion, gender, sex, or creed, we are still human beings first before we become a sex, a race, or religion, or gender. And that is what we need to begin to look at first. If you don't love yourself, don't expect to love anybody and for people to love you back. Whatever you give out to society, whatever will come back to you 10 times unfold. So, for me, I would just like to say thank you to everybody. I am here to fight for the people, even as a political leader to unity of the people. I am hoping to fight for the country of Trinidad and Tobago, but it all has to be with you. Women, stand your grounds. Respect yourself. You can't ask for respect if you have been vulgar in public, you're dancing in the road naked and whatever. You have to respect yourself. Now respect your young people, respect your daughters. That is where the respect starts. Once you respect yourself and show less of yourself, men will respect you. And men, you have to start to respect women. You have to respect yourself and respect how you approach women and how you treat women. Because if you treat them like that, that means you treat the mother bad. So remember, when you treat a woman bad, it's because you're treating your wife the same way. So to treat your wife or previous spouse and how you want your mother to be treated. And that's all I have to say for the public.
All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And people,
No problem at all.
And people, as we say, like, share, and subscribe. This broadcast is coming directly from the Workers' Rights Human Rights platform. And my name is Venison Jeffrey. And tune in the next time for a very informative conversation like this. Thank you. Right, Ms. Gail Ballarat. Well, we know that something take place here today with the driver of the TU President, Judy Charles. Tell me what would have taken place.
Well, today around 10:50 I was standing. I decided together with myself and 3 other officials. Was awaiting somebody here, and Marcus came from the back and approached us, and he started thinking unaggressive. So I told the other people that I was standing with, let us move. And we move away and we come down a little bit in PTSC in the hub here, and he started to approach me aggressive and said that I hit him. Since we had an altercation going before where he hit me in my chest in 2021, I and Miss Charles had a falling out. Yes, I cursed, but in the end of the day, I didn't curse Marcus. Marcus went upstairs with Miss Judy Charles' bag, came downstairs and slammed me against the gate in TU Hall.
You don't know what you do. You don't know what you do. I tell you, you don't know what you do. They didn't tell you, they didn't warn you, Jefferson, they didn't warn you. Stay out of me. I warn you. You understand? I warn you to stay out of me, Jefferson. I warn you. No, I as a spirit of Baba, huh? And yeah, I don't want no peace. I want problems, always. No, I as a spirit of Baba, huh? And I all you didn't know, and I didn't tell you. No, I as a
hit me in my chest and slammed me against the gate. I didn't make no report.
That incident would have taken
in 2021.
2020?
In 2021.
Alright, 2021.
I didn't make no police report, anything. I leave it alone. I said, let me leave it alone. But today was the icing on the cake. When he approached me and threatened me, he used abusive language and threatening language to me. I had to call out to the guy, ask him to come out of my space, please.
So you make a report. You make a report to the
I went to the security. I make a report, and I went to CID and I lodged a report, and I'm going to be pressing charges because I had enough. Marcus is not my husband, and Marcus can be intimidating me and threatening me wherever he see me in town. I have freedom to go wherever I want. I support the Union Hall because Judy Charles and she regime that anyway they see me who go beat me and who want to stab whatever, but so, I'm not in fear of them.
So she have a regime.
Yeah.
They're in the hall right now.
Yeah, very violent.
So what about the rest of people? Anybody else that you know of that free to go to the hall too? Because of that same regime?
Well, it have other people. It have other people in which I really don't want to call name because I don't know if they don't want their name to come up here. But I have freedom of speech, and I'm using this platform to say what happened to me today, and this should have never happened to me. Apparently because Marcus Feely is Judy Charles' driver, he could intimidate me and hit me as soon, but Marcus is not going to do me as well. He's going to meet me for the court and he's going to answer charges.
And the next question I want to ask is that this would have went on before you would have told Judy Charles this?
Judy Charles was right there. When the lash passed in the hall, Judy Charles was here.
And what, if you could remember, what was she response then?
Judy didn't say anything. Judy said nothing. That was it. That was in 2020. And she tell the guy I cannot enter. And I went to pick up a package here. And as I think, I tell Gail, I say, come down and I will get the money. I had Gail money and I take. When Gail come down, Gail gave me the package. So the guard say, Ted asked the guard, well, why is Ballarat can't come here? He said, Miss Judy Charles leave a letter stating that the executive say, and Ted say, well, the executive never said that. Where the letter, and when the guard showed the letter, when Judy arrived, it had nothing. So Ted said, no, we never say Ballarat cannot come here. So I don't know where the story coming from. When she come, I asked questions, and she started, and I get vexed because she provoked me. I paid my dues. I am a financial dues paying member. And Marcus take it out of himself and hit me. Is Marcus spelled the blow on me. Marcus hit me in front of people, that people there. Right? And I don't know if it is they're trying to intimidate me, and not he alone, his son feel that he could do me and say what you want, but I am not responding.
So the son does verbally abuse you too?
All the time, upon all kind of social media, and say, send this for Gail Bellaran. You're sending message, send this. And she not saying anything. You understand? I get a message where he's saying, when he see me, what he go do? I want him to hit me when he see me. I want Ricardo Charles to hit me when he see me. Or any one of she people that she have upon that she won't feel that they could intimidate me.
You ain't afraid?
23 years dues I am paying them now come and they're not intimidating me. I don't go in the hall because of peace sake. For peace sake. I wasn't looking for this today because we in Lent.
Yeah.
We in Lent. I'm not supposed to think about Marcus out of place. He was out of place today.
So Terry, you was there, right? Why didn't he take you? You tell me what you see. Stand up there. What you see, because people just feel this thing is a joke. You was there and you see what went on. How you interpret that situation?
I interpret that situation, Marcus, he does try his best to intimidate people. He does try his best. That's how Marcus is.
So all what Gail say, you was there witnessing all that?
Yes. I am on the cameras, he was there, witness everything. Security had to get involved and push Marcus outside. And Marcus was causing a whole scene.
Loud and boisterous.
Loud and boisterous. Like he's trying to put fear in people. Because he know Judy Charles going and lost the election. So he know he organizing. And he frightened. So he's trying to put fear in people. You understand?
Alright, so if you had to say something, I mean, concerning the moral etiquette as somebody who had children and hold up a position of authority, what you go say concerning that? I mean,
what I had to say, if them is the kind of people that Judy Charles is supporting to be next to her, to do work with her, then now Judy Charles have to. Because it's obviously, it is clear to see that she has no moral values in her. Because if she had moral values, she would not have let Marcus be her driver. You understand? Because the kind of intimidation Marcus putting people through. We as comrades, why he paying us through intimidation for?
no, I just want to put Judy Charles on the spotlight, but we have a President General too. And you would have heard the words that he say. I don't know if you didn't know about it. He say he would invite him on a chat to help him get certain things. And if there is the case, and this is the behavior of individual, I don't know. What do you have to say as such alignment? Because you see Marcus' behavior. In terms of the alignment with that person, you feel you should continue with the alignment with Marcus or sever?
I feel they should sever the ties with Marcus. Because Marcus he has no moral values in it. He don't know how to be friendly with people. He just knows how to intimidate people. And he will push everybody away from him. And the ones who he gets into his brains, he will make them get so frightened of him that they will support. And that is not pleasing of a human being. You understand? And anybody who wants to align themselves with Marcus is because they're afraid Marcus. Whether it's the first vice president comes straight up, it's because they're afraid Marcus.
And Gail, tell me what you want to say in closing, because you would have endured years of this abuse. What you have to say about it?
In my years of this, to you, this never happened. When the union gone to the dogs, Judy Charles dropped the union down to nothing. And in the end of the day, we're supposed to be standing firm as one. One union, one body, one people. Always say forward ever, backward never.
And it's that. Alright, well, thanks for the interview, Ms. Gail Bellaran.
You're welcome.